Hi, my name is Christina with the anime summary today. Story begins 3 years ago when demon lords started their invasion. 4 nations have been wiped out and the demons own half the continent. We meet Ares, who despises Red for his incompetent sword skills and banishes him from the hero's party. Our main character Red lives in a desolate town in the middle of nowhere called Sultan. Later that day, Red suddenly gets a huge bang on his door by Dawn. They hurry back and Dawn informs Red that his kid is ill. So Red hurries into the forest, encounters a big monster, and takes down the monster in one slash. Red retrieves the herbs to save Elle, Dawn's kid. 4 months have gone by and we introduced to Rit, a shy, caring, wholesome girl who is a B-rank adventurer and is a princess with military power. They get to know each other and Rit asks Red to join his party and he accepts. Meanwhile, in the hero's party, Ares and Danon, the bow, get into a scuffle fighting about them kicking Red from the party. Then the party leader Rudy, who is calm, shows no emotion and attains the title hero. And also has the divine blessing orders Danon to go look for Red, hoping that he would find him. The next day, Albert walks into the pharmacy with Red to have a chat, questioning him about the occurrence of the bear monster in the forest when he saved the kid. Red saying no, refusing to say yes. Albert's furious, demands to know if he's telling the truth or not. Albert pulls his sword and almost strikes Red. Red walks into the store, drawing her blade at Albert, swings at him, breaking his sword and kicking him against the wall. About to slash Albert, Red tells Rit to back off, and Rit does so accordingly. Albert, scared, goes away. Later for dinner, Red and Rit start talking about what to do for the upcoming days. Rit is walking out during the late afternoon after getting food and materials when she is confronted by a thief, then proceeds to attack her, which she stops and proceeds to walk back to the pharmacy where Red is waiting. The next day, someone runs into the pharmacy where Red is working, and a man running and bleeding is asking for help, so Red tends to the wounds, sending Rit to go see what's causing the problem in Zoltand. Rit stumbles across a crazed man from Albert's party who attacks her, but then is saved by Albert, who mocks Rit and Red, and then proceeds to ask what's going on. Rit, having zero clue, says the exact same thing and returns to Red. Later that night, the Zoltand doctor comes and Red walks out saying Al hurt. Later that night, Al wakes up in Red's bed frantic about what he witnessed, screams loudly, then explains to Red and the Zoltan doctor that he and his family were attacked by thugs. Red rushes to Al's home with the Zoltan doctor to see if his parents are okay. Later that day, there's a riot at the town's guard hall where they have imprisoned Al's brother Tanta for questioning. Red and his friends arrive at the hall to discuss what happened that night, where we meet Moen, a cautious, strict, and curious captain of the guard. They discuss what happened to Al's parents, which I think someone in Zoltand is the cause of trouble. They head back to the pharmacy and got to training. Rit is attacked in the village and gets skewed, where she's unable to fight. Then Danon shows up to save her. Then they reveal the bandits who find out that they are intermediate demons. Meanwhile, Rudy and the hero's party stumble upon a gargantuan demon that possesses a strong sword that defeats the giant monster in 3 blows. Which then the hero's party obtains the demon lord weapon, which is a flying ship. The next morning, Al was taken by demons disguised as goblins and people. Red saves Al's life from the goblins and protesters. Later that day, proceeds to challenge Albert to a fight. Albert, in tears and pain after losing a Red, backup arrives and arrests Albert and the demons. Locked up in cells, Albert and his orc friends get Big Hawk and escape at night. Later that night, Rudy captures Albert and the demon on their escape. During that night, Albert and the demon try to convince Rudy they are with her against the demon lord, but she denies those claims and they say there is a weird potion brewer referring to Red, so they make their way towards Sultan, hoping to find Red. When getting there, they arrive at the pharmacy to see Red. Ecstatic, Rudy runs over to Red, crying in disbelief. Rudy and Red go on with Rudy talking about life and what's happened ever since Gideon left the hero's party, and Rudy plans on staying with his big brother Red in Zoltand. In a flashback, Rudy was on the brink of death when Red saved him from the big monster. Danon confronts Ares, talking about Red's plans to settle down in Zoltand. Ares, furious hearing about Red, goes to his pharmacy and starts ripping the bed with a knife. After he doesn't find Red, Ares angrily walks out looking for Red. Red and Rudy enter the ancient ruin space, getting a bad word from Dane and something is happening down there. Ares follows and asks Dane about the ruins. Him leading the way gets approached by Albert and Theodora. Ares meanwhile runs into the ruins ahead and approaches Red and Rudy. Ares, being obsessed and mad, used to knock out spell on Red, making him hurt. Furious about what Rudy just saw, he stabs Ares in his non-vital spots, making him weak. Rudy heals Red from his injuries, picks up Red, and walks away, leaving Ares wounded. Big Hawk, waiting for Rudy and Red to leave, walks out of the shadows to hear Ares and ask him if he'd like to join his party. Ares, questioned Big Hawk by reluctantly, agrees to join his party. The heroes party with only Danon and Theodora enter ahead of Red and Rudy to follow Big Hawk and Ares and see what they are planning. Danon leaps forward, grabs the sword, and catapults the sword at Big Hawk, deflecting it in the last second. Then Danon charging at Big Hawk, beating him up. Big Hawk shouts at Ares' help. Then Ares calls his spell, betraying Danon and shocking him. Danon falls to the ground, going unconscious. After knocking him out and bleeding, Ares and Big Hawk work their way into the chamber, where all the demon sword replicates are located. And Big Hawk tells Ares to become the strongest hero, he will have to kill Rudy and obtain the divine blessing and hero status. Ares agrees. Where Ares and Big Hawk are planning on killing Rudy to obtain the hero's power, Red, Rit, and Rudy stumbles upon Ares and the Big Hawk. They fight, and neither side is giving up. Just when Ares thought he finished Red, he got back up. Ares, furious, goes and finishing the final blow to Red. Red slices Ares, putting an end into the madness. Rudy finishes off the Big Hawk, but then tries slashing at Red, becoming fully possessed by the demons. Red and Rudy get into a massive fight. Red pulls out a wooden sword to distract Rudy's blade, pinning her. Then Red removes the sword, removing the curse from Rudy's body. Rudy snapped out in confusion and shock, crying. Red approaches her, giving her a pat on the back. Then everything goes back to normal. Rudy, Rit, and Red all live happy lives in Sultan. When all of a sudden a strange woman walks into the pharmacy to alert Red, Rudy, and Rit that there's a nearby village being attacked by ogres and capture the adventurers that were sent to slay the orcs. Red and Rudy both decide that Rudy will take on the task and heads out to fix the problem. Red wishes Rudy a safe trip, and Rudy tells Red that he will be back. If you guys like what you saw, be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day!